For the Dallas Mavericks. Welcome to Wolves Live. I'm Marnie Gellner with Kevin Lynch. And Kevin, we talked before the game just about the Wolves finishing out the season strong and playing well. And what we got tonight were both of those things and just pure entertainment for the fans.
Yeah, you can tell that these guys get along with each other, all the players on this team, and they enjoyed the afternoon after yesterday's situation with Boston. Did not go very well. Energy was kind of low. They came back quickly here, Marnie, tonight. Played terrifically, got going really offensively by making some threes. I think that helped their defense at the end of the day, and you know, Dallas really never made a major run, and Minnesota held them off and really played a good all-around game. Yeah,
threes were falling, shots were falling, the energy was there, like you talked about. Anthony Edwards, too, he put on a show. Man, if he's going to close out his rookie campaign, this was the way to do it. 30 points for Anthony Edwards tonight. 10 of 21 from the floor, and he was hitting threes. He hit 5 of those in 9 attempts. Kind of did it every which way.
Yeah, he really did. Had no rebounds, which is interesting because he's really done a nice job the last month or two as far as getting on the glass and handling his business. But he's just a gifted scorer. And, you know, Jim and Dave were talking throughout the game how it's going to be fun to watch him as he takes off in his career and where his ceiling is. I mean, it's going to be, this kid's 19 years old, just a kid, and should be in college at this point and doing what he's doing. And it's almost like he just plays. I mean, the entire season, there's not a whole lot of structure going on with him at this point. And I think that's a good way that Ryan Saunders and Chris Finch handled him. When you're with a rookie and you're trying to form him, especially the first pick in the draft, you can tell a kid 5 or 10 things to focus on every single game, and they get confused. There's too much information inside there. Instead, here, think about 1 or 2 things, then go play and play hard. And this kid did that and was terrific. And I really hope he gets that Rookie of the Year. He deserves it.
I agree. He is my Rookie of the Year. A lot of people would agree with that. And the growth we saw in Edwards this season, tremendous. And what a push he's making, or made, I guess now, to the end of the season. We will hear from Anthony Edwards right now. He just joined our Leah Bielsen.
And you guys came out here tonight ready to play with tons of energy and played fantastic basketball. What went into knocking off this playoff-bound Dallas team?
We wanted to go out on a good note, and, everybody came out with energy, and we played very, very good.
And this has been a difficult, strange season for everyone, but you guys ended on a really high note. What did you learn about yourself and your teammates in this one?
When everyone is locked in, we're a really, really hard team to beat, and I feel like we can carry that into next year.
And lastly, Ant, we all believe that you should be the Rookie of the Year. You've had an outstanding rookie season. How do you assess it, and what did it feel like to get through your rookie season?
I feel like I'm the Rookie of the Year. Nothing else to be said.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Well, he meant it. Nothing else to be said. Literally. He was done talking. Anthony Edwards had 30 points tonight. Look at the 2 rookies for Minnesota, who after tonight, I guess, will be rookies no more. Big nights from both of these guys. Edwards on the offensive end. Jaden McDaniels, actually a good offensive night tonight, but the impact he made on this team defensively was significant, and both of these guys have given Timberwolves fans a lot to look forward to in the future. Dave Benz and Jim Peterson, this was a good way to close out the season tonight.
Yeah, and, we're going to talk in a second about D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns and how good they were and how good they can be going forward, but man, Anthony Edwards is sure special.
Hey, Marnie Gellner gave us one of the greatest gifts when she sat down with Anthony Edwards on Wolves Plus right away at the beginning of the season. And she gave us A1 from day one. And it's one of the things, it's one of the mantras with Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, hey, clean up on aisle 5. He just was giving us, Marnie, all the one-liners. It was one of the great interviews of the year, one of the most memorable. And he's just a special kid. So, yeah, it was a great night for him. And it was a fun interview to see Leah. You just see the personality just oozing out of Anthony Edwards.
And the thing is, Jim, I honestly think he could be a top 10 player in the league next year.
He doesn't even know what he's doing right now. He's just out there playing. Kevin Lynch had a really good point in that. I think when you're coaching a young player like that has so many talents, you don't want to put so many thoughts into his head. You don't want to have him thinking about 8, 10 things in a game, because there's things you could literally tell him on both sides of the ball that would add up to 10, 12 things. And you keep it simple with him, and you try to correct 1 or 2 each night. But Anthony Edwards plays with such great instinct. He has no idea what he's doing right now in full totality, that he's not going to be the same player 5 years from now. Think about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's rookie year compared to what he was 5 to 7 years later. I think Anthony Edwards is going to be on that level.
And think about him having a chance to work all offseason with Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. And that big three has a chance to do some pretty big things. And it was fun to see all of them getting it going tonight. And Cat played a whale of a game.
Yeah, it's a different NBA now. I think that when I played in the NBA, guys tended to stay in the same city where they played, and they kind of, worked with their guys. They lived where they lived, and they stayed there. Guys, move out, and they go all over the place now. I mean, they're playing Minnesota, but they'll all go to certain. I'm sure Ant will go back home to Atlanta. Guys go to LA, whatever. But Minnesota needs to keep a lot of these guys here in Minneapolis and have them work together. And whether it's in Minneapolis or whether it's in New York or Vegas, wherever they go work out, they've got to do that. Towns and Russell are going to be the leaders of this team, and the players are going to follow their lead. Anthony Edwards is going to have something to say about it too, but Towns and Russell, they've got to be the guys that set the tone for this team and take a leadership role here and then start building something for the future. This is a young team. They need direction. They need Towns and Russell to be who they are. And that's max players, max salary, max leadership, max participation, max enthusiasm, and have all of it work together. It was a weird season. The COVID and injuries kind of disrupted things. We don't like losing coaches, Dave. And Ryan Saunders was one of the hardest working, most earnest, one of the best people we've ever been around, and no one wanted to see that. He never really got a chance to coach this team, fully healthy, and that was really kind of a sad thing. But that's the way it is in sports. It's not always fair. So Ryan will move on. He'll get a different job with somebody else. He'll get another shot at it. But for the most part, Chris Finch, though, he showed that he's got the coaching chops. He's an excellent coach, and he got this team in the right direction, and it was a lot of fun to watch down the stretch.
Yeah, and there's no question there will be some personnel changes during the offseason. We'll see who comes back, who the Timberwolves can add to try and bolster this roster, whether or not they can keep their first-round draft pick. But at least for one night, this is a lot of fun. We feel like the future is bright. And Marnie, Kevin, I just want to thank you guys for all your work this season. It's
Rebecca, Quincy, Annie.
Everybody. Yeah. Quincy, Annie, Rebecca.
Katie
has been fantastic. Katie was great. And everybody that's in the truck night in and night out behind the scenes. I know Jim agrees with me. We are blessed and just absolutely over the moon to be able to call Timberwolves basketball night in and night out. Even in the games early in the year when they were down by 30 in the third quarter and the nights were a little bit tough, we are still two of the luckiest people on the planet to be able to have the jobs that we have. We never take that for granted. We love working with all of you. So thanks for making it so much fun.
I can't say it any better than that, guys. We work with some incredibly talented people who are also really good people, and that's a rare combination.